behavioral health, and pharmacy services to meet the needs of our communities. They're searching for passionate individuals to join their diverse healthcare team. You can be a part of a supportive and collaborative team who share a passion for making a positive impact. More information on open positions and applications can be found at newhealth.org/careers. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven-fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
102.7 FM, KCHW. Chewelah.
KCHW headlines, I'm Levon Ellis. Boeing has yet to produce records on the Alaska Airlines mid-air blowout. That from the head of the National Transportation Safety Board. In a U.S. Senate hearing Wednesday, Jennifer Homendy scathingly criticized Boeing for its lack of cooperation in the investigation of the January 5th incident. Washington lawmakers have voted to ban firearms in more public spaces. Zoos, aquariums, libraries, and transit stations are included on the list. A bill to pay for dual language education in Washington public schools has passed unanimously in both the House and Senate. The idea is for kids to spend part of their day learning in one language, like Spanish, and the rest learning in English. It takes 5 to 6 years for students to become literate in both languages. 2 more measles cases have been reported in Spokane County. All 3 cases are within the same household so far, but the possibility of more cases remains for several weeks. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Levon Ellis.
Good morning. It's your Friday KCHW Morning Show. I'm Chuck Ritchie. I'm here with Scott Allen. How you doing this morning, Scott?
I am,
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Thanks a lot, Chuck.
Oh, no. You're just over it like that?
Yeah. Over before it started.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Chuck. And no, totally excited for the weekend. Love it when it's Friday. Always a little extra energy. And man, do I have some juicy news stories today.
Do you?
Juicy.
I like juice.
I do too.
Juice is good.
Yeah, exciting stuff to laugh at and gasp and hold your mouth and say, really?
I also like tea, so let's spill it.
Okay. First, let's get some stuff out of the way. 47 for a high today. It must be sunshine across the country because I got it here in Maine, too.
Nice.
29 for an overnight low with a few clouds. Tomorrow, you have afternoon light rain with a high of 47, overnight low of 35, 66 chance of precip. Up to 90 for Sunday with a daytime high of 42, overnight low of 35. In the morning, you might see a rain-snow mix.
Wait,
Monday right now, just
90?
looking at showers. A high of 46, low of 37. And that'll continue into Tuesday. And then it's going to lighten up. Oh, my gosh. Do you guys have an extended forecast?
Yeah.
Partly cloudy skies from the 13th all the way to the 21st. With daytime highs, there's one of them, 61. But you're going to start climbing on Wednesday. 48, 51, 56, 60, 61, 60, and 59.
Yes.
Wow.
It looks like it's actually gone down a little bit from what it was yesterday. There were a couple of those days that were predicted at 62 yesterday.
Oh, well, you never know. It can always change in time. And in fact, it could totally go south.
Right? It can go the other way really easy.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. You know, we always say in Washington, if you didn't like the weather, just wait a little bit and it'll change. But I have never seen anything like up here in Maine on the East Coast. I mean, literally 35-degree differences in daytime highs from one day to the next sometimes. It's really startling to your system. You're like, oh, it was a nice day today. It'll be nice tomorrow probably too, or at least decent.
Yeah.
And it'll be, 20. And you're like, really? From 50 to 20 in a day? How does that work?
Oh, yeah. I remember the biggest extreme weather change I ever had was in Wasilla in Alaska, and one day it almost hit 50 degrees below zero. The very next day, it was above freezing. It was almost 40 degrees the very next day. So it was like a 90-degree temperature shift in a 24-hour period. It was absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that.
It's a horrible shock to the system, too.
It really is. You know, we had a saying, like Washington, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute. In Wasilla, we always said the weather doesn't suck, it blows. Very, very windy area. Very, very windy all the time. Yep.
All right. Let's see. So we got weather out of the way. There's no breakfast and lunch for the kids because they got the day off. So be careful because there could be some kids in the streets and that type of stuff.
That means all the kids got up early so they could listen to the morning show. Hey,
oh,
kids.
Well, yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Try to keep it family friendly. All right. Let's see. I was just a couple events for next week. Let's tease. I think it's on the 13th. I'm pulling it up right now. There is a St. Patty's Day dinner.
That's on the 12th.
And that's put on. Pardon?
The 12th.
The 12th. Thank you very much. I was pulling it up, but once you give that wrong date, it could go south, right?
Right.
It's having a real hard time loading, but we're going to go with the 12th. It's at the Catholic Church at 5 p.m., right?
Yep. It's the St. Patrick's Beef Supper Stew starting at 5 p.m. at St. Mary's Catholic Church. It's free to the public. Everybody's welcome. It's put on by the Chewila Faith Resource Group.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not loading up. Oh, no, not loading up on my end. Oh, well. All right. I think we got it straight. We'll check it again here in a little bit. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into those news headlines. Of course, we had a big State of the Union address last night, right?
Right.
Did you catch any?
I did not. I didn't even. I knew it was happening, but I was out at the Art Walk.
Okay. So much to a lot of people's dismay, Biden didn't tumble backwards over a balcony into a horse-drawn cart filled with manure.
Really?
Yeah, he did really good. It was pretty fiery. And like we kind of talked about yesterday, he's got a spotlight on him like nobody has. I stumble, mess up words, say the wrong thing, the wrong date all the time, pronounce names wrong. But for him, it's kind of a do or die situation.
Right.
So
he
did okay. In my opinion, he riffed on his age, which is, of course, a big issue for voters, referred to Donald Trump multiple times as his predecessor, and outlined their different views on the country. Biden talked up his work to boost the economy after the pandemic, predicted abortion rights would help Democrats win this year, and called on Trump to support the failed bipartisan border bill. He is the only reason that got stopped. And 22 million illegal immigrants which is, they gave the states, I don't remember all the names. It's a population of like 6 of our states put together. And that was just for 2023. I don't think we can sustain those kind of population increases.
I don't understand why they went along with that, because he literally said this will damage my campaign. So they're causing harm to the country to help Donald Trump's campaign.
So he can be the one that passes the gets to, not veto the law or whatever he wants.
How are Republicans okay with this? That's what I don't understand. How are, like, doing things for the country are more important than a particular person's campaign, whether you're Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Don't harm the country to benefit. So somebody has a platform to run on. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me how anybody's okay with this.
And a lot of people probably from comments we make on the morning show, talking about politics in the world, they probably say I lean really left, but there's different issues for me that I've always held on to, and that's gun rights and protecting our border. I think it's something we have to do. And like I said, it isn't, I realize the humanitarian aspect and the people that are coming in need help, but our country's in dire straits too. You're not going to be much better off here, the way I look at it. And really, 22 million people coming into the country, let's say that continues year after year, we can't sustain that, especially when most of them come in and they end up on some kind of public service. Or public assistance. That's going to make things much, much worse. But I'll keep going because I'm stumping. All right. The next one was Alabama Senator Katie Britt focused her remarks on the everyday struggles of families in the U.S. and called the current American dream a nightmare in her comments after the presidential address. I think it's been a nightmare for a lot of people for a long, long time.
For a very long time,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. According to analysts, Biden had no senior moments if you didn't watch it. Okay.
Good.
Had a high octane approach. One of the other big shockers in the House, in the chamber floors, expelled GOP Representative George Santos appeared on the House floor announcing he was running again. Of course, he's sitting beside Matt Gaetz.
That's a pair right there.
He looks really happy. He announced that he is going to run for office again.
Wow.
And I was like, how can he even be in there? Well, once you've been a member, you have rights to be on the floor, I guess, whenever you want, as long as you haven't been convicted of a crime. He is indicted, though. So,
which one, Gates or what's his name?
Santos has been indicted. Gates probably soon on human trafficking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. The American dream working out usually well. All right. House Speaker Mike Johnson had an unusual question for Vice President Kamala Harris as he made small talk with her as President Joe Biden's State of the Union address was about to start. He asked her if her parents had been were alive, and did they survive to see her serving as vice president? And she lamented, no, they had not. Oh. You think you'd probably know that about one of your peers,
or at least do a 30-second Google search first.
Yeah,
if it takes 30 seconds.
All right. In a bit of irony, last night during the State of the Union address, Donald Trump was touting all day how he was going to do play-by-play for the president's address. And according to Down Detector, I don't know if they were hacked or what, but his broadcast it happened, but it never went out to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I really wonder if that was like an inside hack or something like that. So he did the broadcast, but not many people got to watch it, I guess.
I've been there. You forget to hit the right button.
That could be it.
All of a sudden you have an hour of dead air and you're talking away.
That's the worst too,
isn't it?
All right. More trouble for the former president as Stormy Daniels has revealed more shocking details about her 2006 experience with him in a new documentary. When you're going into court, is that legal?
I don't know. I don't want to know more detailed experiences about that.
No.
That's the last thing in my mind I want to ever hear about.
No. And just remember, if you're voting for him, you are voting for somebody who cheated on his beautiful wife with an adult star.
Really?
Multiple times and multiple wives. Yeah.
Yeah, readjust your moralities is all I got to say there. Let's move on to cheese, Wisconsin. Yeah, and we've got it in the stores. You can see it in most stores. Sargento Foods recalling a bunch of. We did a recall yesterday on cinnamon. This time it is cheese, and this is from one of their suppliers, Rizzo Lopez Foods, a deadly listeria outbreak. So if you've got some Sargento cheese in your fridge, you want to visit their website and check and make sure the cheese you have is okay.
Wow. Well, luckily we're good on the cinnamon. I think our bottle of cinnamon expired a couple years ago, so I think we predated the danger.
Yeah, I can't believe they put an expiration date on cinnamon.
I know, right?
It never goes bad. Come on,
it's tree bark.
All right. All right, Rupert Murdoch, former chairman of Fox News Corporation, 92, right?
Wow.
Got a girlfriend, Elena Shakova, and she's a retired molecular biologist. She's 67, and they're engaged.
Oh, good for her. Good for her.
Yeah. I wouldn't settle for a prenup, though, because...
right?
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah,
or negotiate a really good prenup for yourself, because that's probably not going to last very long.
At least get something out of it.
Yeah. All right. Boeing, more problems. Passengers aboard a United Airlines flight to Texas this week witnessed a terrifying sight midair. Bright orange flames shooting out of the plane's jet engine, prompting an emergency landing. This time a 737-900. And I don't believe those are Maxes, because that's been the big trouble for them, is those Boeing Max airplanes.
Yeah.
But more trouble. It just keeps mounting and mounting up for Boeing. At some point, I think they're going to probably be losing contracts.
So did you say this was one of those same planes, or this is a different plane?
No, it's a 900, which I believe the other ones were like the 737, 800 Maxes or something like that. Not quite sure, so don't quote me on that. But it's trouble for Boeing.
So now multiple models of airplanes are having issues. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to move my next story to where we have some cooler stories. And up next is Elon Musk lashing out at Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' ex, for donating billions to charity for women and minorities. Who gets mad about that? Elon Musk.
What?
All right. Yeah. All right. She divorced Bezos in 2019, but Elon Musk isn't a fan of her philanthropy. Musk claimed that women such as Scott were why Western civilization was doomed.
Because we're donating money to the poor and the needy.
To the needy, yeah. Super rich ex-wives who hate, this is Musk, super rich ex-wives who hate their former spouse should be listed among reasons that Western civilization died, as he referenced his wife. Musk was responding to another user who had Scott had been giving away money to organizations that deal with issues of race and or gender.
Wow.
So he didn't.
There was this guy in this book a long time ago who used to talk about giving money to the poor and the needy. Who was that guy? I think it start with a J or something. Yeah, I think we can figure out who that was. Must not be a follower.
All right. And then House Democrats have sent a letter to SpaceX demanding transparency from the defense contractor following reports of potentially illegal purchases and the use of Starlink satellite internet equipment by Russia.
Wow.
That's right. Musk is double dealing.
I always wondered what happened to you. Well, I fulfilled a lot of people's predictions about me. I've become a real scumbag.
Hey, good for you. You know, a lot of people go their whole lives without ever realizing what they want to be.
He knows.
So he's been selling the use of his satellites to the Russians?
Yes. Okay. Allegedly.
I mean,
but it totally seems like something he would do. Yes,
it totally does. 1,000%.
There was at one point he said he turned off Ukraine's because he put him over Ukraine to help him fight the war, and then he got really angry about the war and shut it off. Then got a bunch of heat from the public here in the U.S. and turned it back on. Okay, wow. So that was like, this war's been going on for a while now. That was like 6 months in.
Yeah.
Maybe he was upset that he couldn't. And I'm just supposing here. Maybe he was upset that he was losing money because he couldn't deal with Russia, and decided to do it secretly.
Wow.
So
that's I mean,
I'll be watching that one.
The guy proves it more and more every day. He's not somebody that we should be, America should be doing business with.
Yeah. Undeserved billionaire.
Right.
All right. Boomers. This is the good news department. Boomers are expected to pass on $90 trillion in assets into millennials, leaving them to become the richest generation in history. Of course, unless inflation keeps going the way it is.
Right.
But over the next few years, $90 trillion going to be passed down as boomers age and pass away.
Well, luckily for me, I'm Gen X. We're also known as the forgotten generation. Case in point, Scott. Right?
Who?
We just see that money flying right over our heads to our kids. There you go. You're welcome.
Well, my parents, had amassed close to, over $250,000 for retirement. And then Dad spent 8 years in an old folks home, and it wiped it out. I mean, that money they worked all their life for and saved for ended up going to the state of North Dakota and the old folks home. That's just kind of sad, and it lack of planning. Should they have had, that kind of insurance? Yes. But, you never think it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
But kind of sad. You work all your life, and then at the end, all of your money goes to healthcare. It's not fair.
Right? No, it's horrible.
Here's my last fun one, Chuck. This is something we would have done, if we were the same age and college kids. When the Providence Mall was constructed in the late 90s, it was touted by Rhode Island leaders as a sign of urban renewal for its struggling capital city. For 8 artists, though, it became something else. Home. Oh. These friends constructed a makeshift apartment complete with a sofa, TVs, video games, microwaves, and a cinder block wall, all hidden in an alcove of the shopping complex garage. To run the appliances, they tapped into the mall's electricity. Amazingly, this hangout spot where the friends spent even shivery nights went undiscovered for 4 years. How fun is that?
That's awesome.
It was just their clubhouse in the mall.
Was this recently, or did they discover that it happened back in the 90s when the mall was built?
It was recently, and in fact, it's also the subject of Secret Mall Apartment, a fascinating new documentary from Jeremy Workman that will premiere on March 8th at this year's SXSW. How do you say that?
As South by Southwest.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. There you go. That's news. I told you it's pretty juicy today, huh?
You got to admire that, a little bit. I understand it's trespassing and it's a crime and you shouldn't do it, kids, but good job.
It's kind of harmless.
I know, right?
Kind of harmless.
It's fun.
All right. Moving on to bits and breaks. Here comes Chuck to educate us with 4 things we didn't know yesterday.
Indeed. You know what? I just need a quick second here because the computer's going away, but here it is. The computer's been a little slow. Mike, I don't know, maybe there's an internet thing. We're both having a little slow time with the computers today. Things are just not loading up right. In 2016, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences moved the manufacture of Oscar statuettes from a Chicago company to a New York City company.
Why is that important?
Okay. Well, that's a thing you didn't know yesterday, and now you know it, Scott.
I did. I'm going to lose it as fast as I learned it.
Womp, womp, womp. There you go. Before the name iPhone was chosen, Apple considered other names such as Telepod and Moby.
Ooh.
I kind of like Moby, but then I would always confuse it with the musician.
I like Telepod.
Yeah. Which I'm going to tease a little thing. Speaking of Moby, so on the 20th, we have Hillary Gardner. She's a jazz musician, world-class jazz musician, just voted Jazz Album of the Year. Also recorded an album with Moby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I just totally diverged there. So it's estimated that the National Population Council, that 74 billion human beings have been born and died in the last 500,000 years. So 74 billion. That's a lot. And then the last one here, it's believed that the Grand Canyon, 17 million years old.
And it feels like it.
Yeah. I actually would have thought it was older than that a little bit, but I guess not.
Oh, I missed a couple other juicy ones here. I was supposed to go back to the Texas wildfire, up to over 1 million acres burned, and Xcel Energy, a Minneapolis-based power company, said its facilities caused it.
Oh no!
Yeah. And then for all you hippies out there, you really old hippies, a formulation of LSD received breakthrough therapy status from the FDA yesterday after clinical trials found a single dose led to a 48% remission rate for generalized anxiety disorders after 12 weeks.
That is absolutely incredible. The medical benefits of some psychedelic substances, LSD, psilocybin. Yeah, and not even just for physical ailments. They've discovered that psilocybin is the only substance known to man that'll actually create new neural pathways to repair nerve damage and fix things like anxiety, a whole bunch of mental disorders, like a switch.
And they say with the microdosing of these psychedelics that you really don't notice it.
No, and the medical it's not a thing you have to take every day. It's not a thing you have to take forever, and there are literally zero negative side effects to using these substances. So it's unreal to me that there's still a fight to keep these things illegal when they have so many medical benefits,
I think maybe as society now has come across the got through the stigma of marijuana, maybe some of these other drugs will be more acceptable to people as well, especially if they got a great benefit like that.
Right. And stop feeding everybody these harmful things that come from big pharmaceutical companies. It's so gross. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We need to go back to nature.
I'm on one right now. It says, caution, watch for bleeding from the eyes,
Wow. Wow.
All right, picture this, Chuck. You're 31. You just got married to your soulmate. You're on your way to your beautiful honeymoon. Plane lands in Bora Bora. As it touches ground, your wife begins clapping. Yep, she's an airplane clapper. You get on a plane right back to America and you never speak again. I've seen this. I've seen a whole group of people do this. It actually did the wave when the plane landed.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. It was a special private flight and everything, but I was just like, okay, this is odd.
Wow.
And they're screaming like they were at a football game. It was crazy.
I bet you that one where the door flew off, they probably applauded pretty hard when that plane landed.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or it was dead silent.
I wouldn't wait for the ramp to open up and people to exit. I'd have just jumped out the hole in the plane.
Right?
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Feeding on that couple and the airplane clapper, Chuck has reasons to call off your wedding.
Yeah. So this is for people that are getting closer to the big day and getting more nervous. So these are things that may help you out from yourtango.com. These are 6 reasons to call off your wedding. Number 1 here is you're hoping he'll change. He won't. He won't. Or at least it'll take a really long time if he does. Yep.
They blame that on guys so much, but I think it goes both ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, I think it helps to understand that people do change. There's whole scientific studies about there's a cycle that people go through when they have major personality changes every few years. It's just a thing. But so some people do change. Some people fight change and say, nope, this is who I am, and refuse to sort of change with the times, I guess. This one, you need counseling before you're married. If you're already having bad enough problems in your marriage to need counseling before, that's probably a flag.
Now, if you're going to get counseling and you're not having problems, that's okay.
Yeah. Counseling's never a bad idea, especially if you're just trying to take precautions and make sure you're all on the same page moving forward. That's actually probably a pretty good idea.
That's a healthy idea.
It is.
A lot of people do that through churches too.
So. Yeah. That's a matter of wanting counseling and not necessarily needing it, I guess.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. If you haven't discussed the details yet, these are some big ones. If you don't want children, public or private schools, finances, holiday celebration, politics, chores, vacation expectations, etc. They don't list religion in there. I've known some couples that managed to make it work. I know couples that one's a Trump supporter, one's a Biden supporter, or one's a Christian and one's an atheist, and good for them. They make it work,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That can be tough.
It could be. I can imagine, but somehow I guess people see the stuff they have in common instead of the stuff they don't. This one, if you haven't lived through all 4 seasons together, be together at least a year before heading down the aisle. Yeah,
probably a good idea. At
Yeah,
least a year.
until you see somebody make it through a tough winter. It's kind of like the airplane. Run into the door, scream, and get me out as soon as that nice day hits. Yeah.
Pretty sure I had winter destroy a relationship.
Yeah. It happens. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, if you're getting pressure from your family or friends, if you think he's such a catch, is not the right reason to get hitched.
Probably.
I know a big one. If you get pregnant, not a reason to get married.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep. And the last one here: if one of you before the wedding has already cheated.
Yeah. Definitely a dead end. Okay. Don't even try. Not going to work out.
Yeah.
That's baggage you can't get rid of.
No, and it's going to be there. And they always say, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Ooh.
And that's what they say. I don't know. I guess
if you're a cheater, post on Facebook and let us know if that's true.
Some people do have arrangements where they're okay with it, and there are situations where maybe it's not okay, but that's not cheating, right? If your partner allows it. So
Right.
I guess
I'm pretty sure, had some friends that were couples that were in open relationships, and here's pretty much how their relationship went.
Adios, look at every turtle. It's a twister.
they tend to be eventful relationships.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. And if that wasn't good advice, well, what's the best advice you've ever received? First, if you ask, they might say yes. I give this one to Chuck all the time.
Okay.
They might also say no, but if you don't ask, it's always no, right? So ask.
That's true. That's true.
I accidentally made at Safeway. It was they were doing one of where they're supporting a group, and I accidentally made a $200 donation. I was trying to do 20, but it wasn't in my budget. And the clerk said to me, she goes, "It's okay, I'll fix it." And she said, "It just happens because your name is Scott Donation Allen." Because you always got your hand out for the radio station. Okay.
I walked into a business the other day with one of our sponsorship flyers, and the guy just looked at me. He didn't even really look at me. He sort of looked beside me, and he said, "I don't care."
Oh, ow! Was he joking around, or
No,
was that it?
He wasn't joking.
He wasn't joking.
I said
he did not.
I walked in and I said, "Hi, I'm Chuck Ritchie with KCHW 102.7," and I had the flyer in my hand, and he said, "I don't care."
That's so rough.
Wow. Okay,
So
well, thank
rough.
you so much, sir. Maybe I'll
and
check
by
in.
the way, we'll be talking about you tomorrow on the radio.
Yeah. Maybe I'll check in later.
All right.
Yep.
More good advice, and especially if you're going to start a radio show, go to the bathroom while you have a chance.
Yes.
If there's a seat available, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why. If someone offers you a breath mint, take it. You need it.
There's usually a reason they're offering it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep the whole box of Tic Tacs.
It's a subtle hint.
Not making a decision is still making a decision. Get over yourself.
Yep. Yep.
Doing something imperfectly better than not doing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's why me and Chuck are in radio.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Don't go broke trying to look rich. That's some good advice. And the last good advice, never lend money you wouldn't be comfortable simply giving away.
That's right.
I had a friend that did that. He would borrow money from all of his friends. And all those friends would talk about it behind their back because you rarely got paid back.
Mm-hmm.
And one time he asked for a really large amount of money. And I think I pulled out a 50 or 100 and I handed it to him. And he says, "What's this?" And I said, "You are a financial risk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to loan you money, but I want you to eat. Here's $50.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, some words of wisdom.
And I think especially with your kids, when they don't loan them money. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But that's the way we are with our kids. If they need money and we have it and we can afford it, we'll just give them the money. We won't ask for it back because we don't want you don't want that tension later on or any of those issues of owing you money. I know I grew up with that a lot with my dad, and it caused some tension, and I don't want to do that with my kids. I don't want to have that situation.
Well, stuff in families can go wrong. I remember when I was really young and I was a single dad, and I had a car I was making payments on, and a family member said, "Hey, you're doing really good and trying really hard, and I want to help you. I want to pay off your car." And then years later, use that against me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be careful of that kind of stuff.
You do. And going back to the not making a decision is making a decision. If your friend says, "Hey, what are you doing?" and you say nothing, that means my plan is to do nothing.
It doesn't mean you're available, is what you're saying?
It means I've made my decision. I have a plan. I'm doing nothing.
All right. All right. Well, if I ever there's a problem at the station, I call you up and say, "I need hands down there," and I ask you first what you're doing, and you say nothing. I'm going to say, "Well, Chuck, I have something."
It's not a hard and fast rule.
All right. Me and Chuck are both geeks, and we've got some old-fashioned tech terms that still are used today. Chuck, would you start us off?
Yeah. So old terminology dies hard, though technology changes swiftly from day to day. Here's some old-fashioned terms we still cling to. We use them frequently, even though they don't have any relevance anymore. And the first one here is dial. Plenty of people still say they're dialing a phone number. The term goes back to in the beginning of the telephone era when phones had a rotary dial. The rotary phones haven't been used for decades, but people still say they're dialing anyway.
Yeah, and I wonder how it just must be because of the term. It catches on to young people too, and they still use it. It's kind of strange.
And I don't. What would pushing buttons? I think dialing is still it's really referring.
We haven't come up with a term that works.
But I think it's one of those where the meaning of the word has changed over time. It just means I'm placing a phone call. Yeah.
What did they say when they didn't have rotary, where you just picked up the handle and waited for the operator to patch you through?
Calling, please. I don't know. Okay. Something like that.
Right. In that same vein, hanging up, unless you're using a payphone, which isn't likely, you aren't hanging up anything. That phrase refers to ending a phone call by placing a corded phone back onto its holder, which most often literally hung on a wall. Mm-hmm. Ending a call today usually requires the click of a button or the tap of a smartphone screen.
Yeah. And this next one, I love it. It's roll up or roll down the window. In ye olden days, cars had that handle that you needed to crank to roll the window down. And now modern cars aren't made with a crank anymore. Obviously, they're made with a button or a switch that you can click up or down. And we still use like if you pull up to someone and you want them to roll their window down, you make the crank motion.
It's true. It's true. Have you ever had a car that had a window crank, Chuck?
Oh yeah, many. All right.
Wasn't sure if you were.
I've probably had more of those than I have these newfangled modern ones with the push buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a really great video of it. Was someone had a door? There was a kid and an adult, and they stood on either side of the door, and they asked questions on how to do all these different things. And one was like, the motion for a phone call, roll down your window, and every single one of them they did. The kid would actually do like he pushed a button, or he would do this for the phone call. One of them was take a picture, and the adult, pretended to hold up a camera, and the kid held up like a phone and used his thumb and went click. Yeah, yeah. It was funny. The kid had no idea.
Carbon copy is another one. This term originally referred to the days before Xeroxing, when in order to make copies, you would need to place a sheet of carbon paper behind the. I remember this. I'm old enough. Mm-hmm. Behind the original sheet, so the ink transferred over. Now the term lives on in email. When you CC someone and send them a carbon copy of your email, it's also popular in everyday conversation, calling two similar items carbon copies of each other. Even though nobody does it anymore.
In my elementary school, we had a mimeograph in the classroom with the big drum with the ink, and they would roll it, and all the ink was all blue. Yep. We actually had one. It still worked. Tuning in. The phrase was popular with radio and TV announcers when the audience had to adjust frequencies. Users literally had to tune in to enjoy their programs.
You might still have an old radio around the house. You get to tune in to KCHW.
I say that every day. You can tune in right here tonight. Yeah.
And rewind. This is essentially the universal term for reversing something to watch it again, whether it's a YouTube video, movie streaming on Netflix, even a DVD. However, there's nothing to wind anymore. To rewind something requires physical tape.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it nice? You don't have to that was always a pain, showing up and getting charged an extra buck because you forgot to rewind your videotape you rented.
Oh, I know. I always wanted one of those cars, and we never got one. The ones that you just put it in, its only function was to rewind your cassettes, your VHSs. One. Yeah.
All right, Chuck. Strange things people leave behind in their Ubers. You want that one?
Sure. So these are some most commonly forgotten items in Ubers. Those items are phones, wallets, keys, cameras, purses, and backpacks. And this is a list of some weirder things people have left behind. This one is a Star Wars skateboard. I would feel bad for someone leaving that behind. A pack of hair, and a brown brush shaped like a foot. I want to know more about this pack of hair, but at the same time, I don't want to know it all. So I'm curious and repulsed at the same time. Red Lobster takeout.
Oh, I would be so upset.
Oh, yeah, that's like $40, just your leftovers.
Oh, wow, yeah. That hurts. That hurts just thinking about it.
And at the same time, if the Uber driver didn't realize it till the next day, ew. What if you tucked it under the seat?
Ew.
This Uber driver found 2 pieces of white wedding cake.
Oh, again, you're going to be really heartbroken.
Yeah, I hope it was just a guest and not like, the topper that you take home for the next year. That would suck.
Yeah, that would totally be bad.
And someone found dirty laundry. Just out there for everyone to see. A breast pump.
That's not mine. I'm telling you, baby, that's not mine.
And this one, God, it's not something I would ever spend money on, but I bet you this person was really upset. One single Gucci flip-flop.
Oh, I don't know. If you're buying Gucci flip-flops, you're probably not going to care.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. Moving on this morning, complaints at U.S. national parks. It's almost spring. We're going to be visiting them. And here are pampered Americans who think roughing it is going a day without Instagram and TikTok. Oh, by the way, the news today looks like it's passed, I don't know, I think if it was the House or the Senate, but a ban on TikTok. TikTok also looking at being sold before it happens.
Ban on TikTok?
Yeah, across the United States.
Why?
Because it's owned by Chinese and they think they're spying on us.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that I keep seeing all this TikTok hate and people are so anti-TikTok. It's literally just a video streaming platform. Like there's nothing nefarious going on here, and some of the creativity that you can find. I mean, a lot of it's garbage, of course, but there's a lot of really creative stuff that has come out of it, and a lot of careers born out of it.
I guess my issue with it is, and it's not an American company, I don't believe, is that, but this particular company is being targeted for Chinese spying, but I've seen absolutely no, and our government's voting on it. Have you seen any proof supplied to us?
No.
If there has been, I missed it. I have not seen any proof, and I'm a prove it to me guy.
I mean,
otherwise you're selling me a unicorn.
I mean, what are the Chinese getting out of spying off of a middle-aged woman lip singing an Ariana Grande song?
I have no idea. That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't make
it makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway.
All right, back to our complaints from national parks. Let's start off with this one. A small deer came into my camp and stole my bag of pickles. Is there a way I can get reimbursed? Oh, this one is probably something I would do, Chuck. Escalators would help on steep uphill sections.
Yes, they would.
I would like that, actually. All right.
Thank you. We'll put that in our suggestion box. Thank you so much.
Yep. Trails need to be wider so people can walk and hold hands. My girlfriend usually just pulls me by a rope. So
yeah.
Right.
Especially uphill.
Yeah. Ban walking sticks in the wilderness. Hikers that use walking sticks are more likely to chase animals.
Well, that's a pretty bold assumption.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Wow. Those comment cards, they'll get you every time. Trails need to be instructed. Please avoid building trails that go uphill. All right. Too many bugs, leeches, and spiders and spider webs. Please spray the wilderness to rid the area of these pests.
Oh, what?
I've been waiting for that on the little cabin B&B rentals that me and my daughter have. I'm just waiting for somebody to complain about the black flies.
Are they in the cabin or are they out in the woods?
We have taken extreme lengths to keep them in the woods. We've got those doors, those mesh doors that automatically seal when you break apart when you walk in it, and reseal with magnets after you're through. We've even went so far as like on the picnic tables to do umbrellas with mesh over the top of them so you can sit outside, because you literally get eaten alive. And these black flies look like a miniature housefly.
Yeah.
But leave a welt the size of a bumblebee that lasts for 4 days minimum, maybe 2 weeks.
Wow, you should put that in your rental description.
No. Actually, we do have a warning, and then we say everything, because spring's really bad, that everything's covered well. But yeah, not going to spray the woods for pests.
I do find, and when if we leave town, our house sitter kind of side eyes us, but we have spiders that we leave around the house that we leave them alone. They're in the laundry room, a couple of strategic places around the house. If we find one, we'll put it in an area where we need a spider, and they keep the little flies down, and the mosquitoes during the summer and the little bugs that come flying in.
Yeah, I'm not filling my house with spiders. You're out of luck.
There are pet spiders. Yeah.
Okay. Pet spiders.
Yeah.
That aren't in cages. Nice. You want to do the last half? I like this next one.
Sure, yeah. So this one, please pave the trails so they can be plowed of the snow in the winter. Let's take our beautiful hiking trails and put pavement on them. Wow. Chairlifts need to be in some places so we can get to wonderful views without having to hike them.
Ooh, that's an okay idea, I think.
Yeah, actually, chairlifts, could you imagine like a nice, beautiful, quiet, silent ride up a chairlift overlooking a valley or something? I would actually do that. That actually sounds really pleasant.
I've always thought that if they ever get to a point up at the ski hill where they did some summer activities up there and ran a chairlift so you could do that, what a blast it would be.
I would do that, and I would bring a snack and have it be like a nice slow chairlift ride. There was in Alaska, there was a ski resort or a big fancy hotel at the top of the mountain. And they would do that during the summertime. They would leave the chairlifts running, and you could go up and take the chairlift to the restaurant and go have a glass of wine and a nice fancy meal. And yeah, it was really enjoyable. It was so nice. So next one here, the coyotes made too much noise last night and kept me awake. Please eradicate those annoying animals.
Release the kraken.
Eradicate them?
No.
Wow.
No. Reflectors need to be placed on every trees for every 50 feet so people can hike at night with flashlights.
Oh.
I have a friend here in town. He puts two little reflective dots up in his trees. He has a long driveway to get to his house. You have to sort of drive through this trail to get to his house, and he'll put them up in the trees. And when you drive at night, it looks like eyes flashing at you.
Ooh,
it's actually
creepy.
It's actually kind of fun. Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. So we're too many rocks in the mountains.
Too many rocks in your head.
There's too many rocks. Maybe when the crews are out there raking the woods, they can also pick up the rocks.
Good idea.
Yeah. The last one here, the places where trails do not exist are not well marked.
Oh, that's horrible.
No trail here.
Wow. All right, moving along this morning. Before we go to break, a couple questions for Chuck.
Really quick, sorry. I'm sorry.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
All right, I apologize. Ready.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
So sorry, Chuck. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, I saw one in real life. We were looking for an RV park one time when we were traveling around, looking up the reviews to the park before we went there. And there was one, when you're at an RV park, especially somewhere off the beaten path, if they have a shower facility, that's like a bonus. That's not even like a requirement. And this one person just ripped into them, tore into them because they didn't have fresh, clean towels. They didn't have soap and shampoo available in the bathrooms. And they're like, this is the worst campground ever. So that's been our running joke forever because we started joking about, it's a bad, what do they think this is, a hotel? So every time we see somebody now with a unwarranted bad review, our response is, this is the worst hotel ever. Yeah. It's a running joke in our family from that one.
Wow.
Review.
Apparently that person never, ever camped in there. Wow.
No clean towels. They were out
Lucky
of towels.
if you have a bathroom sometimes. Wow.
Right? Yeah.
All right. First game up today, Chuck, is Time Cop. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a bunch of things that happen, and you're gonna try to guess. Or actually, is it independent? Yeah. Okay. It's time to play Time Cop and catch which of the following events did not happen in 1987.
1987.
All right.
Okay.
So you're gonna be telling me which one didn't happen in 1987.
Okay.
Senator Gary Hart dropped out of the race for president after reports of an affair. See, we used to have morals.
Okay, right?
What happened to that?
Remember the time?
Where's our morals, America?
Remember the time we kicked the guy off the campaign because he said "woohoo"? Remember those days?
While visiting the Berlin Wall, President Reagan told the Soviets to tear it down. All right.
Okay.
TV evangelist Jim Baker resigned as the head of the PTL Ministries after admitting to an affair. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the Academy Awards, American Beauty won Best Picture.
American Beauty, because that was a 90s movie.
Yeah, you're half right. 2000.
Yeah.
2000.
Oh, 2000. Wow. Okay. Even later than that. Okay.
All right. You're doing good.
Was it the 2000 Academy Awards, though? Which means it was filmed in 99.
Ooh. Okay.
There you go.
Could be.
Yep.
All right. Half credit. Sorry.
A
Look how he
technicality.
twists it to make himself right.
It's a technicality. I win.
All right. While visiting, that was the wrong one. Spy the Lie. For those in the pickle making industry, there is a pickle packers union. Bogota, Colombia once had a law that required jaywalkers to be publicly ridiculed by mimes. Okay. For every peanut M&M produced, one is discarded because it doesn't meet quality standards. Which one's the lie?
Gosh, some of those I really hope are true. I'm going to go with the mime, but I'm guessing that's probably true because it's too wild. It's too obvious.
It is true. Second,
true.
do you have a second one you might guess?
The M&M, I think, is false.
That is the lie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't meet quality standards. They're putting it in a bag for you.
I had at least 3 misfits in my bag of peanut M&Ms last night.
All right. See?
They're
All
addictive.
Right. Let's see. We're going to do it again.
Okay.
Feta cheese comes from the milk of llamas. The original working title of the classic film 2001: A Space Odyssey was Journey Beyond the Stars. And President John F. Kennedy's Secret Service code name was Lancer. Which one's a lie?
Feta cheese is not made from llamas.
Oh, man. How did you know that? What's it made from?
Feta cheese isn't... Is it goat cheese? No, it's not goat cheese.
I would have guessed that.
Yeah, no, goat cheese is slightly different than feta. It's a little funkier than... Isn't feta cheese just made out of cow's milk?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
No idea. All right. All I know is I want to see some milk a llama.
Right? Would you try llama cheese?
Yeah, I'll try anything once, pretty much.
Right?
Maybe not grubs, but yeah.
I used to think that, and I'm lucky I made it out of my 20s, Scott.
You've eaten lots of grubs, is what you're saying?
No, I'll try anything once.
Okay. All right, let me back that one up.
Yeah.
There's definitely some things we're not willing to try, like skydiving.
Right.
Okay. Average person has 14 to 18 square feet of this. It's a trivia question. You have 14 to 18 square feet of this, Chuck.
Skin.
Skin is correct.
Yay.
Some applause for Chuck. 60% of women want a man who will do what?
Cook.
Will do what in public?
Oh, public displays of affection.
I'll take that. A kiss.
Okay.
A kiss.
PDA. So really quick, feta cheese is made from cow's milk.
All right, good job, Chuck.
Wait, nope. Most feta cheese you find in grocery stores now is made from cow milk. Traditionally, it's made with sheep milk.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
I do love feta cheese, though.
So you can milk a sheep.
There you go.
I thought they were, okay. Wow. When production began in 1793, 11,178 were made in the first year. Today, over 14 million are made each day. What is it?
In 1973?
Yes, 1793. 11,000 were made in the first year.
1793.
Today, 14 are made each day.
Ooh, I guess my original answer, a cell phone, isn't going to work.
No.
Oh, something that was made a lot.
Long time ago.
So it was made in the 1700s. It's still made today, but we use it a lot more today.
It was invented, this thing, they were invented well before 1793. But it's the first year I guess they could keep track of.
Eyeglasses?
No. It is something that you may have in your person, and I guarantee there is at least one in your car.
At least one in my car?
At least. Probably a whole bunch.
It's French fries on the floor.
No, but that is a great answer. I don't think people count French fries.
No. Something we have a bunch
something
of.
You would carry on your person, and chances are you've there's at least one, probably a whole bunch in your car.
Napkins, paper napkins.
It's metal.
It's metal.
Small, round.
Coins.
Coins. He wasn't sure. Coins. Yeah,
coins.
So 11,000 were made in America in 1793. Today, over 14 million are made each day. That's
okay.
Coins.
Okay.
A lot of coins, apparently. All right. A bag of 1,000 of these. This is kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky and also full circle.
Okay.
A bag of 1,000 of these weighs 13.42 pounds. What are they?
A bag of 1,000 of them?
A bag of 1,000 of these weighs 13.42 pounds.
Cheese puffs.
No.
No.
Half a pound.
No.
Chances are there's one in your car. Maybe even your pocket.
Oh, the bills? No, that would weigh a lot more than that.
No, it's the Bears. You don't say the Bills. They say the Bears. Bag. I said we're coming full circle. A bag of 1,000 of these weighs 13.42. You might have one in your pocket. You probably have one in your car.
Coins?
What type of coin?
Pennies.
No. Looking for quarters.
Quarters.
Oh, that was a horrible trick question. I am so sorry.
1,000 of them only weighs that? I would have figured 1,000 would weigh a lot more than that.
You would think so, right? Heavy.
Yeah, you think 1,000 of them would be like 100 pounds. I don't know.
Now that I think about it, you're right because just you've taken that jar of coins to Coinstar. Feels like it weighs a lot more than 13 pounds.
It does. I have this little tiny metal thing in my laundry room that's got maybe $30 worth of quarters in it, and that thing is heavy.
So are they old quarters or new quarters?
They're just new quarters. They're not old. There's nothing special about them.
No, I mean for the weight. Or were they weighing new quarters or old quarters?
I don't know. That's a good question. Weight change? They must have had a couple of helium balloons tied to that bag or something when they weighed it.
People are thinking we're really dumb.
But you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
Don't call me stupid. I'm sensitive.
Where's the car keys?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
But you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
Okay, we're both stupid.
Yeah,
and
we are.
Smarter when we come back from break with local birthdays all the way through the weekend. Chuck teased us yesterday. There's a whole bunch of them. Of course, we always wrap up the show with the odd news, and we've got more for you, too, if you stay right here. Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7.
And remember, if you can, go to the bathroom right now.
Yeah. Today's advice if you weren't listening earlier.
Oh, you! No, how dare you! No, how dare you! How dare you! No, how dare you! You dare condemn me? How dare you! How dare me when I how dare you! You big kid!
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
It's 8:17.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Simon Gaitan. More than 200 pupils have been abducted by gunmen from a school in Kuriga community in Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria. The armed men surrounded the school while the students and their teachers were on the assembly ground in the morning. Tashema Kendi reports.
Many other students sustained injuries as they scampered for safety on seeing the armed men, locally called bandits. A teacher in the school, Sani Abdullahi, says the total number of people that were taken away by the armed men is 287, among them teachers. Kaduna State, like others in Nigeria, have been battling attacks on schools and communities by gunmen who kidnap people for ransom. On Monday, about 50 people, mostly women, were kidnapped in Borno State in the country's northern region. The state governor says a manhunt of the gunmen has commenced, with troops deployed to ensure the safe return of the children. Tessum Akendi, Jos.
The US, UK and European Commission have announced they will open a maritime corridor to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza, with the US to set up a temporary port on Gaza's coast. Exactly a month since Pakistan voted to elect a new government, jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party says they'll challenge the result in the country's Supreme Court. Independents backed by Khan's party won the most seats, but they weren't allowed to form a government according to Pakistan's election rules. Imran Khan claims the election was rigged to keep his party out of power. Hira Mustafa has more from Islamabad.
Imran Khan's party has accused the Election Commission of publishing altered electoral forms. These are used to determine the total votes received by a candidate in a polling constituency. The party claims they won, but the public's mandate was stolen under state patronage. Pakistan's poll body has denied that allegation, saying the election was free and fair. But Imran Khan's party says they will not stop calling for an audit of the election result and are planning to hold more mass protests this month. Hira Mustafa, Islamabad.
The Indian government has deployed an additional contingent of 10,000 soldiers to strengthen its borders with China. Thousands of troops from both sides continue to be deployed along India's eastern border with China, more than 3 years since the conflict first began. Priyata Brajabasi has more.
The contingent was previously assigned to the country's western border with Pakistan, but now has been assigned to guard a stretch of its frontier with China in the mountainous regions of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Experts say the unprecedented deployment of troops in this region highlights the growing border tensions between New Delhi and Beijing. Since the conflict began in 2020, both countries have upgraded military infrastructure along the border areas and moved missiles and aircraft there in addition to repositioning more troops. Priyata Brajbasi in New Delhi.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking now at some of the reaction to Thursday's announcement by President Biden that the US will create a seaport on the Mediterranean coast of Gaza to ferry humanitarian assistance into the territory. It will take several weeks to construct at sea, involving no American boots on the ground in Gaza, according to US officials. But at a time when more aid is urgently needed by the people of Gaza, Yasmin Ahmed, UK Director of Human Rights Watch, says the Biden administration's move is too little, too late.
What we need now is to move from words to action. It's now time for the US, the UK and other allies, especially those that are close to Israel, to be saying that there are consequences for collectively punishing the Palestinian people in Gaza. And quite frankly, it's also problematic that the UK government and the US government are talking about, building offshore barges. They're talking about airdrops, when in fact they are still providing arms and military equipment to Israel that is very, very likely being used in the ongoing assault.
And US officials are unable to explain what will happen to any assistance that is delivered to the new US-constructed pier. Who will take it and where will it go? Biden administration officials have no answer to those questions. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, more than 200 pupils have been abducted by gunmen from a school in northwest Nigeria. The US, UK and European Commission have announced they will open a maritime corridor to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza, with the US to set up a temporary port on Gaza's coast. And exactly a month since Pakistan voted to elect a new government, jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's party says they'll challenge the result in the country's Supreme Court. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
Northern Lights Public Radio is 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Deer Park, Colville.
And we're back with part 2 of the KCHW Morning Show. We got some good stuff coming at you. Welcome back, Scott.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here and listening and watching along with us today. We always start off segment 2 with local birthdays. Chuck's got them going all the way through the weekend.
I do. So I did tease a bunch. We actually don't have any on the calendar for today, but we do have a bunch over the weekend. So tomorrow we have Patrick Hume, Kaylee Rooker, Thea Kersey, Kyla Katie, Briella Murray, and then Bob and Donna England have an anniversary. Happy anniversary, you two. And then the next day, look at this. It's Bob England's birthday, the day after his anniversary.
Wow.
That makes for a weekend. So you guys were trying to kill two birds with one stone that weekend. Good on you. It's very efficient. I appreciate it. Oh, and Donna England also. What? That is cool. So they both had birthdays on the same day. So they got married the day before their birthday. I don't know. Maybe it's printed weird in the calendar, but I really think that would be a cool story. If you're listening, cool. If you're listening, Bob and Donna England, or if somebody that knows them is listening, comment or send a private message. I want to hear about the story. I want to hear if that's
put it on Facebook on our feed right now.
Okay? Yeah.
Because it's so sweet. I'm about to cry.
That is if that's what happened. That is such a sweet story.
I want to know the story. How did you meet?
I really do want to know that. Okay. So, Bob and Donna have birthdays on Sunday, the day after their anniversary. And then it looks like Erilyn Brighter has a birthday on Sunday. And then we're going to do Monday since we don't have the show. Carrie Stolp, Lance Manis, Donna Gregerson, Nathan Lambert, And then Phil Lopez and Colleen Sparks have an anniversary.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was a lot of them. There you
That
go.
is
You
a
know, we
lot.
love them. See them around town. Point and laugh. Tell them we were talking about them on the radio.
Yeah.
I got Facebook open. I'll check back, see if we get some more details on that
Yeah,
mysterious anniversary followed by birthdays.
would be
Okay, moving along this morning, it is time for some celebrity birthdays for today. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, turning 79.
Very cool.
Lester Holt, he's become quite the popular news anchor for NBC, 65. Aidan Quinn from Elementary is 65. Catherine Mannheim from Law and Order and the Practice, 63. Freddie Prinze Jr., we haven't seen him in a movie in forever. He's 48 now. James Vanderbeek from CSI Cyber and Dawson's Creek, 47. Tattoo artist and reality star Kat Von D, 42. Melania Van Trub from the AT&T commercials is 37. Montana Jordan from who plays Georgie on Young Sheldon is 21. Can you imagine you got your birthday and celebrity birthdays because you do commercials for AT&T?
Well, Melania Van Trub, she's an actress. She's actually really, really cool. She does a bunch of stuff outside of the AT&T commercials.
Okay, good.
Really cool gal. She's neat. She's fun.
Joyce Van Patten turning 90. TV anchor Charles Gibson, 81. Linda Fiorentino from Men in Black, 66. Juliette Binoche from Chocolat and the English Patient is 60. Steve Wilkos from the Steve Wilkos Show and Jerry Springer is 60. Remember Emmanuel Lewis? He played Webster on TV. He's turned 53.
Wow.
Oscar Isaac from Dune and the Star Wars movies and Ex Machina, 45. Brittany Snow from Pitch Perfect and American Dreams, 38. And then on Sunday, oh man, nobody kicks like Chuck Norris, turning 84. So probably kicking not quite so high.
Did he turn 84? Or did the world just get a year older around him?
That's probably
yeah.
Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, 75. Sharon Stone, 66. Jasmine Guy from A Different World, 62. You know, when I see these actors and actresses from shows when I was younger, it makes me feel so old.
But you know, I'm getting to an age where I'm like, oh, she's only 62. She's so young. I thought she was old.
Prince Edward, who is the Earl of Wessex, is 60. Paget Brewster from Criminal Minds, 55. John Hamm from Mad Men, 53. Bree Turner from Grimm, 47. Carrie Underwood, 41. Olivia Wilde, 40. And Emily Osment from Hannah Montana and Young Sheldon, 32.
There you go.
Little bit of history. Chuck, roll out what you want.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and do a bunch of stuff here. So, in 1936, the first stock car race was held in Daytona Beach, Florida. 1983, President Ronald Reagan called the Soviet Union an evil empire.
Apparently he was right.
Yeah. There was a brief period where it looked like we might have thought otherwise, but we're right back to square one, I guess.
Right, but when we invade countries, we are not an evil empire.
Right. Somehow we're the good guys.
Yeah.
1998, surgeons in China removed 2 of a 30-year-old farmer's 3 tongues to allow him to speak and eat normally for the first time in 20 years.
You have this problem, it sounds like.
Right?
Say 3 tongues again.
3 tongues.
There you go. Okay.
Did I say it wrong?
No. It sounded like it went 3 tongues.
Three tongues. So the man had grown a second tongue at the age of 5 and a third by the age of 12. Wait. He wasn't born with them. He continued to grow multiple tongues. Wow. Okay, that's. I mean,
they need to do some scientific research on that because I could use some new hands.
Right?
I don't care where they pop out. I just want new hands.
Wow. I want new hair. Can I just grow my hair back? There's all these products. I don't know. Right. Like I said, I've never tried any of the products though, so I don't care. In 2003, North Dakota Governor John Hoeven reported receiving 3 calls the first week on his new secure emergency phone installed at the request of Federal Department of Homeland Security. 1 wrong number and 2 telemarketers.
Oh, you can't get away from them no matter what you do, even on the hotline.
Mm-hmm. This one's actually kind of cool. In 2012, I'm going to skip around here a little bit because there's a lot of them. The first comprehensive map of the debris field of the Titanic was revealed.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And then, should we do some over the weekend?
If you want to, it's up to you, Chuck. You're in control.
Yeah, so in this day, 1959, the Barbie doll made its debut at the American International Toy Fair in New York.
Okay, this is it for tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is for Saturday. Let's see. So the Space Shuttle Discovery made its last flight in 2011, landing successfully after 39 flights, which is cool.
I got some trivia for you.
What's that?
Okay, if you go back to the one from 1995, Los Angeles Police Detective Mark Furman took the stand at the O.J. Simpson murder trial, denying ever meeting a woman who had accused him of making racist remarks. Do you know where Mark Furman ended up after that?
I'm guessing on a reality TV show.
Almost as good, on the radio in Spokane.
Really?
The first day he started, we both worked at KXLY. I walked around a corner and the dude is like 7 feet tall and bumped into him. And I looked up and I was like, Mark Furman? Yeah. Became a coworker. Yeah.
Don't I know you? How was that working with Mark Furman?
I want to know about the glove.
Did you ask him about it?
No, I didn't. I know everybody upstairs wanted to, though. What's the real story on that glove?
Wow. So we're moving on to Sunday to do a couple here. So 1969 in Memphis, Tennessee, James Earl Ray, who originally pleaded guilty to assassinating Martin Luther King. He pleaded guilty that day, but would later retract his guilty plea. So there's a lot of conspiracies surrounding that one, and there's a lot of evidence pointing to someone was recently exonerated for one of those famous assassinations. Was that him?
I don't know.
I don't remember if it was him or it might have been Malcolm X was recently exonerated. I think it was the guy that was accused of convicted of shooting Malcolm X. 1980, Willard Scott debuted as the new weatherman on the NBC's Today Show.
All right.
He's still doing it, isn't he?
I think so.
I've always, as a kid, I always loved Willard Scott. It was like a before school daily thing. 1991, a Vincent Van Gogh painting, Still Life with Flowers, sold for $1.43 million in Chicago. It hung for 36 years in the living room of a suburban Milwaukee couple who thought it was a copy.
I remember hearing that one.
I'm looking at that price tag, $1.43 million. I would find a way to come up with the money to buy, because you could probably get a loan and turn around and sell it the next day for 10 times that much, right? At this point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in 2000, you know what? This one actually kind of, in 2007 in Germany, a man and his wife were getting divorced, but they were having trouble deciding who would get the summer house. So the man carefully measured the home, took a chainsaw and cut it down the middle. Then he used a forklift to pick up his half and drove away with it.
It's not a very big house. Or a really big forklift.
That's one of those that's equal parts crazy and impressive.
Yes.
Yeah. And then 2014, Kim Jong-un was reelected as the leader of North Korea with, get this, 100% of the vote. Imagine that.
I'm going to go ahead and say election interference.
Is this similar to the way Putin keeps getting reelected?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me.
Yeah, except I don't think everybody in Russia actually does love Putin. He just assassinates. He just assassinates his opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You ready for special events? I got a few.
I am ready.
All right. So for today, it's Middle Name Pride Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's Proofreading Day, or at least turn on spell check. International Women's Day. And if you would like to sign up, I'm going to be posting my phone number on Facebook real soon.
Wow. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Hold on, Scott. I'm going to post it right now.
I'm blushing now. I'm turning all red.
I'm going to post it right now, Scott. Here we go. Okay, done.
All right. Don't do this. Whatever you do, don't do this. Don't be nasty. It's Be Nasty Day.
Yeah.
Horrible. All right. Peanut Cluster Day, Proofreading Day again, because I didn't read this.
Mm-hmm.
And Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day, which is fun to say. And it all rhymes. So it's okay today.
I do love that they put Proofreading Day in twice.
Thank you.
I bet you that was on purpose.
Tomorrow is Did You Proofread It Day? And Barbie Day.
Mm-hmm.
A False Teeth Day. Why do we need a day for false teeth?
False teeth deserve love too, Scott.
Okay, which goes right along with Get Over It Day, Crab Meat Day, Meatball Day, Popcorn Lovers Day, Panic Day. That's Saturday, Panic Day. And time to dust it off, get it out, and strap it on. It's Fanny Pack Day.
Yay.
I miss having a fanny pack. It was like the best thing ever for guys. It was a cool purse you could wear around your waist that didn't make you look funny at all.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
When I used to do construction, my coworkers never liked it when I called their tool belts their fanny pack. Yeah.
All right, special events for Sunday, daylight savings time. All right, we're going to lose an hour, get cranky.
We're going to gain an hour and get happy.
So glad I don't work Monday. Check your batteries day, which goes along anytime with the time change. International Bagpipe Day. All right. International Lime Day. International Day of Awesomeness.
Yes, which is perfect for the bagpipes, because bagpipes, contrary to popular belief, are awesome.
Awesomeness.
Awesome.
All right. Landline Telephone Day. Remember those. Dry Shampoo Day. Yeah. See, your hair can feel all gritty. I never got that one. Preschoolers Day, Ranch Dressing Day, Pack Your Lunch Day, and Salvation Army Day. Those are all on Sunday. And here comes Chuck with another day. It's the number for today.
Yeah. I used the landline yesterday. It was exciting. I lost my cell phone, and I used the landline here in the station.
No way.
To find my
Did it
phone.
work?
No, because I left it out in the car. I couldn't hear it. I found it later. So the number.
Did the landline work?
It did.
Is it still active?
It did. Yeah, it is still active. Okay. So, you know what? I went down. Where's the number of the day? It was way down where we were. There was only one number of the day. I was expecting.
It's 52.
I was expecting one to be for each day of the weekend.
And it's 52, and it's the days it took to cross the U.S. for the first time in an automobile. 52 days.
Still faster than the covered wagon.
Yeah. I don't feel so bad now about taking like 6 days to get from Washington to Maine. So 52 days.
And they probably didn't have...
I was driving hard in a U-Haul. I was driving hard. I wasn't stopping and sightseeing or anything. 6 days drive across the country in a big old truck at 55 miles an hour.
Well, I can imagine that first time it took to cross the U.S., they probably didn't have... They had no interstates. They probably didn't have all the highway infrastructure they had.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah, so probably a lot of that was gravel roads and slow cars. With probably bad suspension.
All right, coming out today in theaters and streaming. You couldn't wait for it. So happy there's another sequel. It's Kung Fu Panda 4.
Ooh.
Latest installment of the Kung Fu Panda series, introducing new challenges for Po and the Valley of Peace. Next one is Imaginary, which is a supernatural horror film that delves into the dark side of a mysterious stuffed bear. Like a good scary movie.
Yeah.
And then on Netflix, it's Damsel. A dutiful damsel is recruited by a royal family as a sacrifice to repay an ancient debt. Millie Bobby Brown stars from Stranger Things.
There you go. When I first skimmed over that, I thought it starred Bobby Brown, or was a documentary about Bobby Brown named Damsel. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We're a little bit early today, but we started early too. We're going to go ahead and wrap up that show with some fun stuff. And that is today's Odd News.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your Odd News on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right. Why are you smiling so big?
I was reading the first story.
Well, you got one up on me. I haven't checked out the news attack, at least. That's where we start. First story, sentence is true. Second sentence, bad joke. And here comes Chuck.
A drunken woman in Germany called police to report a murder, but there was no murder. She just wanted to get police to her home as fast as possible to get them to move a car that was blocking her driveway.
Ooh, I bet that worked out well for her.
Yeah, she was quoted.
That wasn't the one you're laughing at, was it?
It was. I don't know why I thought it was funny.
She was quoted as saying, "How do you expect me to drink and drive if I can't get out of my own driveway?"
Huh. You're not going to be able to pull me over if you don't hurry.
Right? No, it made me think of another story where a guy, his elderly father was trying to do some gardening in the backyard. He called police and reported drugs buried in the backyard of his father's house. And the police came and dug up his father's yard, searching for the drugs buried in the yard, and tilled his soil for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Don't say that too loud.
I don't know if it was a true story, if it was a joke, but I do remember the story, and I thought it was funny. So,
all right. Surveillance camera at a jewelry store in India recorded a rat stealing a pair of earrings. Store owner caught it when it returned the next night for the matching necklace. That's actually pretty good.
Honey, I got you these. It'll go great with your old buttons you found. Yeah. A wide-ranging study finds that more and more Americans say they have no religion, unless you count the NFL as a religion.
Some people do. I mean, they're really into their football.
The Super Bowl is practically a holy day.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. We covered this in the first half, and I think I'll even play the sound effect again since he also might be, he hasn't been charged yet, but might be supplying internet through Starlink to the Russians. Or maybe, and I'd be afraid that would give them an opportunity to hack the Ukrainians. Mm-hmm. So Elon Musk, besides that story, also upset that Jeff Bezos' ex-wife is giving her money to charity. Elon Musk upset with charity donations is like a regular person being mad at happy hour prices.
I always wondered what happened to you. Well, I fulfilled a lot of people's predictions about me. I've become a real scumbag.
Hey, good for you. A lot of people go their whole lives without ever realizing what they want to be.
Well, Elon Musk is just upset because he wishes she'd buy one of his rockets from him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Next one's you too.
Yeah, so a guy running for governor of North Carolina wants to go back to a time when women couldn't vote. That's cringy. Yeah, in North Carolina, there's a gubernatorial... Oh, what? No, yeah, because...
No, that's it.
Okay, yeah, because nothing says leadership like yearning for the 1800s.
I feel that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it again. In North Carolina, there's a gubernatorial candidate who's nostalgic for the days when women couldn't vote. Apparently, his idea of progress is a full reverse. Next, he'll tell us the internet is just a fad.
Yeah. I have recently heard people say that, not as a joke.
What?
That the internet's a fad. The internet's not going to be around forever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's here to stay unless power goes away.
Yeah.
All right, we move on to Wacky But True. And we were a little light on them today, so we're going to skip back at the end and do a couple wacky stories from a year ago today, which is kind of fun.
In the Wayback Machine.
Yeah. As we start off, here comes Chuck Ritchie with that first one.
Yeah, so a man in India thought zinc could help build his body, so he took some. Then he found out he could not eat. He was retching. He went to an emergency room where his family revealed how he had taken the zinc by swallowing zinc-containing coins along with magnets to hold them in place. He had swallowed them for at least 20 days, and then an X-ray confirmed the presence of coin and magnet-shaped objects in the patient's gut. Surgery revealed that magnets in two loops of his small intestine were drawing the loops together. Coins and magnets had to be surgically removed from the 26-year-old stomach as well.
Wow, he got an idea.
Oh, my goodness.
Huh. My God. New guy's in the corner puking his guts out.
All energy flows according to the whims of the great magnet.
Morgan, kindly activate the remote control penguin magnet inside that boy.
Yo-ho!
Luke's got more guts than brains.
You got guts, kid. Too bad I gotta rip them out of there.
Oh,
maybe that was tacky.
That makes me hurt just thinking about that one.
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
They do say though, especially for animals and pets, magnets and batteries are like the two worst things that they can get into.
Oh, this too shall pass.
Right?
Not.
No, it won't.
Security cameras captured a man robbing a thrift store in Mexico. Man was wearing nothing but a G-string.
Wow. Sorry.
The confident robber entered the secondhand shop and stole some dinner plates, forks, and knives.
I was in Mexico, you know. One thing leads to another. Next thing, you're in a G-string robbing a secondhand store.
That's right. Now picture yourself coming up behind him as I play today's montage.
Wow, that's a pretty big butt. Oh, look at me! I'm gonna go touch the butt. Touch the butt.
Did you see my butt? Tuck in that little butt. Nobody wants to see that little butt.
Buffalo butt breath.
That was fun.
What happens in Tijuana stays in Tijuana, Scott.
That's right.
Yep. So a former county councilman in Pennsylvania will serve probation for chasing children with a baseball bat. Stephen Urban's attorney says that he pleaded guilty to several charges this week after police say he used a bat to threaten boys in Kingston last August. He was sentenced to 1 year of probation.
That's it?
Was he kicked off the council? I hope he was kicked off the council.
I need my bat. I think better with my bat. Where's my bat?
Little advances to the box. He's going to bat from the right. Make it the left. No, the right. The right.
He does think better with that bat.
Now look, Colonel Bat Guano, if that really is your name.
Huh. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
All right. In a heartwarming twist of fate, a hefty pig named after Hollywood star Kevin Bacon has found his forever home. The 450-pound porker, who shares a name with the actor, was discovered wandering through a Wisconsin neighborhood last month. Local animal control officers were surprised by the size and friendliness of the wandering swine.
Mm-hmm.
After no one came forward to claim him, the pig's story was shared far and wide, and now Kevin Bacon the pig has been adopted by a local farm sanctuary where he will live out his days in the company of other rescued animals.
Yes, the 375 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes. Bacon montage with Kevin Bacon.
These are the facts of the case, and they are undisputed.
Oh! We're just like Kevin Bacon.
Want some bacon?
Can I take your order? Give me a double bacon cheeseburger.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
Now I'm hungry. Thank you, Scott.
Right. And a year ago today, Chuck Ritchie, he's got a short one, but it's cute.
Yeah? Okay, so we have, I'm still trying to get down there. I apologize. So where, oh my goodness. You know what? Because I was looking in the wrong section here.
All right. I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
On top of my...
Yes?
Just on top of
that
it.
Enough time?
So yeah, so this one here is a guy in Italy who swallowed an expensive gem. He finally gave it up. For a week, the police poked through his bowel movements, but they didn't.
No, that wasn't the right one. Last two.
The
last two is what I said.
Oh,
last
my
two.
goodness. I thought it was the last two that we were going to do. Okay. Related to the Kevin Bacon story. In Germany, a man who robbed a butcher shop was caught when the police followed a trail of ham to his house.
Boy, what a ham.
We dine well here in Camelot. We eat ham and jam and Slamalot.
Yes.
And instead, I go with the poop story. Always.
All right. A guy in Poland went under the knife for 3 hours to remove a screwdriver that had pierced his forehead. Ow. Man apparently lost consciousness after falling. When he woke, he wasn't sure what happened, so he went to his car, looked in the mirror, and saw the screwdriver impaled just over his right eye. Took a break, had a cigarette, and then called a neighbor to get him to the hospital.
Wow. At least he didn't drive.
Yeah. All right. You're going to like this, Chuck. We're going live to the scene.
Are you all right, sir? Fine. How have you been? Fine, sir. Good. What should we do now, sir? Well, are we stopped? We're stopped, sir. Good. Well, why don't we take a 5-minute break? Very good, sir. Smoke if you got 'em.
All right, that is our show for today. And today's odd news. Chuck Ritchie, as we wrap things up, anything you need to share as we head into the weekend?
Yeah. So tonight, right here on KCHW, from it's the computer is really going slow today, Scott. So today we have it's still going slow from 6 to 8 p.m. Best Classic Rock and More with Old Man Mark. Then from 8 to 10 p.m. is the psychedelic era with The Hermit, and then we're going to stick around with The Hermit until 11 o'clock with Days of Confusion. I'd just like to remind everyone again, once again, that we have Chihuila's Got Talent coming up. The preliminary rounds are the 20th and 27th. The final performance is going to be May 4th. That final performance is going to be at the Chihuila Center for the Arts. You can go to kchw.org or chihuilasgottalent.com to get your name on the mailing list for updates.
All right.
There you go. We're looking for sponsors. If your business is a sponsor, sorry to cut you off, but yeah, if you're wanting to sponsor, pitch in money for the prize. We're looking for local businesses and sponsors to help get as big of a prize as we possibly can.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, prize is, because we usually do first, second, and third.
Yes.
Don't have all the details for this year ironed out. And it depends on how much comes in. Even if you're just like a member of the Radio Guild or a listener of the radio station and you want to kick some cash in there earmarked for prize money for Chihuila's Got Talent, please do. It's we haven't had it since, a year before COVID.
2019.
Yeah. So, and it's coming back again. Excited about that. Anything else, Chuck?
No, I think that about does it for me.
Then we want you to have a great weekend. And don't forget tonight, all night long, starting at 6, great classic rock with Old Man Mark giving you some live stuff between 6 and 8 right here, Northern Lights Public Radio. Have a great weekend. KCHW 102.7.
Wow, that's a pretty big butt. Oh, look at me! I'm gonna go touch the butt!
Did you see my butt? I'm fucking that little butt. Nobody wants to see that little butt.
Fuck your butt, Brett.
Release the Kraken.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
KCHW 102.7 FM, the music education.